Okay guys, so welcome to another exciting video from Pycoders Academy with me Faisal from Pycoders Academy. Okay, so in our previous video I said we will be treating the latter part of the menu widget in this video. So in our next video, and which is this one. Okay, so in our previous video we looked at the menu button widget and we did a bit of the menu widget, and we did a simple project like how to change colors and how to exit your, let's say, your page using let's say your page using the menu button. Okay, and we also apply the menu here. Okay, so now today we'll be looking at how we can create more menus. Then after creating more menus, we'll let's say add more, let's see, options or labels and so on. Okay, so we will look at that in this video and we will see how that will go. Okay, so just okay, so first we'll look at how to create more menus. So let's say this one was only for just one menu button. Okay, so let me run this code again and see what is going on here. Okay, so as you can see, I'm getting only one now. Let me click it. Okay, change color and exit. So we did just one for last the previous video. So we'll try and create more file menu buttons and see how we can work with it. Okay, so creating another one, I will say, let's say about. So I'll add it here. So about menu button. Okay, so about menu button. Okay, now as we always do, we just call the menu button widget. Now we just do menu button. Okay, now we pass our app name to app, then we say text. I'll just say about. Okay, now I'll just say let me see, relief or something. So relief, and I'll say raised. Okay, okay, it shouldn't be string, it should be just caps. Okay, raised. Okay, so now I have my menu button. I need to, let's say, actually add it to my Tkinter app. So I'll just pack it, upgrade it here. So I'll just do file menu. So let me first remove the label. Okay, now I'll just okay. So now I'll just do about underscore menu button. Okay, now I'll grade that one too. So grade. Then I'll say row. So it should be on the same row. So row 0, column 1. Okay, column 1. Okay. Now what I will do next is just add a menu. So we have the menu button, then we have the menu. So we go to the menu section, we add about menu. So about menu being equal to, now I'll say menu. Okay, now I'll say about menu button. We don't want to be dragging it, so yes, here of being equal to 0. Okay, now we have this. Now we also, let me see, we also pass it here for us to know that, for our, let's say, Tkinter to know that for our about menu button, its menu widget is the about menu. Okay, so we just do about menu button. Now we pass the key, which is menu, with a value of, okay, so with a value of the about menu. So about menu. Okay, now we will just add the same stuff here for now. Let's see what we get. So actually let me run this code and see. Okay, so you can see I have the about here, so nothing is, let's say, working here because I haven't added any menu here. So I'll just quit this one and add something here. So let me, okay, so I'll just add the same thing so that we just move. You see what we are doing here. So I'll do about again. Okay, okay, so let me run this again. Okay, so you can see when I click the about, I'm getting change color and exit. When I click change color, I'm getting exit. Okay, so I would like to let's say change this style. So let me say for here I'll give it, so since it's about the app, I'll just give it let's say web and uh, PDF. Okay, so web, then I'll say PDF. So PDF. Okay, now I'll say let me see, when it is I should go to a website, so I'll say web, then here should be PDF. Okay, so quickly I'll just add function. So instead of adding functions here, I'll introduce another way of adding more options to, let's say, your menu. So here I'll just change this to add. So here let's look at what is going on here. So we have a set of options here. We have the add command, which we have already used. We have the add, which we will look at how to use it. We have the cascade, we have the check button, and we have the radio button. Okay, so let's look at the check button, then we move on to the next one. So the check button is actually, let's say, as the name suggests, used to check your item. So when I use check button, I can select more than one items. Okay, so let me use the check button here. So check button, then I'll just add another check button here. Add check button. Okay, so the check button actually takes the label, let's say option, but not the command option. Okay, so okay, so okay, now let's run this code and see. Okay, so let me click this. Okay, so I can see web and PDF. So let me click on web. Okay, so let's go again. So you can see the web has been selected. Okay, so I can also take the PDF. So let's take the PDF. So you can see both are selected. So that's what we say when we want to use the check button. So when you use the add check button, you want to select more than one items. Okay, so I can also use the radio button. Okay, so let's go radio button, radio button. Okay, so I'll also add radio button here. Okay, so quickly, so let's run this code and see. Okay, so about, let me click this. Okay, so you can see, okay, actually, okay, that's correct. So let's go again. Okay, okay, so when I actually do this, it will actually represent a check button because we are actually given two options to the same menu, so it will actually serve as a check button. So this is an example of check button using the radio button to, let's say, create it. Okay, So I think that's that for check button, radio button. We will actually look at the ad cascade and the ad itself. So we will just look at it. Okay, so let's look at how to let's say use the other add options. Okay, so we have treated the add command, we have also treated the add radio button. So we want to look at the add cascade. So the add cascade is actually, so actually let me actually list these names here. So I'll just create a simple comment here. Now say we have add command, so add command, then we have add radio button, so radio button, you have add uh, cascade, another one is add separator. Okay, then we have add by itself. Okay, so we have add command, add, okay, I've forgotten add check button, check button. Okay, so I have add command, add radio button, add check button, add cascade, and add separator add. Okay, so we have already treated these three. Now we will be treating these three just now. Okay, so these three are actually simple. So the add cascade is actually, let's say, linking another menu button inside your current menu button. So let's say I have the about menu here, and I want to link the file menu button inside the about menu button. It's so simple. I use the add cascade. So I'll just do, let's say here, instead of add radio button, I'll just do add cascade. So it's the same way. Now I'll pass let's say the label here. So the label will be, let's say, web. Then okay, here should be, let me see, app options, since we are referring to let's say the app one. Oh sorry, it should be label bar, the value should be app options, so app options. So this is more convenient when you want to use let's say when you want to reuse a menu inside another let's say menu button. You just use this. Okay, so the label being equal to app options, then I'll pass the menu here, which is an option. So the menu is an option inside the add cascade. So menu, then we will specify the menu, then I will specify the menu being equal to file menu. Okay, now let's run this code and see what we are creating. Okay, so let me click this. Okay, so you can see when I click this or when I highlight this, I'm getting the file menu. Okay, so this is how to, let's say, link a menu to your current menu. So I have my menu here, which is the change color, which is the app options. Now I want to link it here, so I'll just use the cascade here to get this done. Okay, so I think we all understand the cascade. We move on to let's say, let me see, the add separator. Okay, so the separator, as the name suggests, is used to separate your label. So let's say I have a label here, so let me see, I'll quickly add another label here. So okay, so let's say I have a label like web, then I have a PDF and I want to separate it. I'll just use the add separate it with a line. I'll just use the add separator. So here should go, so add separator. Okay, so actually you don't pass anything inside the separator, you just do it and empty parentheses. Now you just run this code and see. Okay, so let me click this. Okay, so you can see it has been separated by a line. So let me check this one. So you can see there is no line in between, but let me check this. There is a line. in between. So it has been separated by a line. So if you can see, the add separator actually separates your labels by a line. Okay, so simple. Now we move on to the last option, add option, which is the add itself. So the add itself is actually the main let's say command. So it actually works as add command, add radio button, and add separator. So depending on what you are using it for. So let me actually look at how to add it. So I'll just do add, and I'll bring parentheses. Okay, so you can see I have item type here. So depending on what you want to do, so let's say I want to cascade another menu inside my current menu. I can just use an item type. So the item type is an option inside my add let's say add method here. So I'll just pass the item type. Okay, so item type here being equal to, now being equal to what, being equal to what you want to actually use this label for. So I want to use it as, let's say, cascade. I'll just do pass cascade. So it should be a string, so cascade. Okay, so we have cascade as we have already treated above here. We have cascade, we have command. Okay, so command is for the add command. Then we have check button, so all in small letters. Okay, then we can also have radio button. We can also have the separator also. Okay, so you just remove the add, then you just write the command, you just write the radio button, you just write the check button, separator, and also the cascade. Okay, so yeah, I'll just do cascade here. Okay, so cascade. Okay, now after passing your cascade, you know you need a menu, and actually by default we need a label. So label being equal to, let's say, cascade. Okay, label, let's say cascade. Okay, now we just do menu. So the menu is actually for the cascade option. So you don't use the menu for, let's say, command, because you don't require that option. So menu being equal to, let's say, file menu. So this is actually working like the add cascade. So let's run this code and see. Okay, so let me click this. So you can see the cascade is actually working like the add cascade we actually did. Okay, so I can also change this to let me say command. Okay, so command, then I'll just do let me say change color. Okay, now I'll just, since we don't need the menu, we need the command, so we do command and they change. Okay, so simple. We are using command because for add command you need the command option here. So now let's run this code and see. Okay, so let me click change color, so you can see it's working. So that's what we mean by the add method for the menu widget. Okay, so we are done with the add command, the add radio button, the add check button, the add cascade, and the add separator with the add. Okay, so that's that for the add section. Okay, so back to what we are doing. So we have actually treated the add options. We have treated all these add options. So our last thing for today will be how to get the current option value for, let's say, a specific label. Okay, so let's say here I have the uh, about menu dot add radio button. So let's say I want to get the label name for a specific index. So as we have in list, the first let's say the first value is at index of 0. So it's the same way. So when I click this, the web is at index of 0 and the change color is at index 1. So when I want to check the index of a specific label, I just use the index. Okay, so I'll just do print. Okay, so I'll just do print about menu dot index. Now after doing this, I'll just pass the label here. So let's say the label I want to check for is the PDF. So PDF. Now just run this code and see. Okay, so you can see I'm getting a 2 here. So the PDF is actually at position 2. So let me see. Okay, so yeah, so 0 1 2. Okay, so I'm correct now. So after getting the index, let's say I want to get the current let's say value. So I'll just do uh, about menu dot. Okay, so I'll just do about menu dot entry c get. Okay, so I'll call the c get built-in method. So c get, then it takes the first parameter as the index. So let's say the index of 2. Now pass an option as the label. So I want the label option. So I say entry c get, which is the built-in method, go to the index of 2. So go to position 2 and collect the label option. Okay, so let's run this code and see. Okay, so you can see I have PDF here, so that's the label option. Okay, now I can just change this to, let me see, add command here, add command. Then I'll just do command, and I'll just say okay, I'll just say change color or change. Okay, now I'll just do command here, command. Okay, now let's run this code and see. So we are being a little bit curious here. Okay, so you can see something is changing down there. So yeah, you are being a little bit curious. So actually, let me print this and see. Print list colors passing number as, let's say, our key. So let's go. Okay, so it actually means something is changing here. So when you use when you want to pass the command is actually, let's say, a command, so it won't get any value here. Okay, so I think that's that for the second part of the menu button. But you can check on the official Python website for Tkinter. You can check for more let's say more options and more tutorials on this menu button. Yeah, so I think that's that for the menu button and the menu widget. Okay, so we will be looking at the canvas widget in our next video, so just stay tuned. Thank you for watching and subscribe to my channel.